The Oklahoma Sooners hosted a huge junior weekend yesterday, and actually it's still going on for some. Some have already left out. So I want to dive into some of the players that I felt like were really key to get into town and actually talk to, because, man, 26 is going to be fun. We are now in the point of looking at that because those are the commitments that are most likely to come down over the next few days. So let's dive into that. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thank you for pulling up to the channel. So recruiting is now back in season. Transfer portal has quieted up. More so, the big thing with the transfer portal is going to be the spring. We're in winter workouts. And at this point, college football never sleeps because the coaches are going to start having their junior weekends. You've got junior weekend here. Then you'll have the Future Freaks in March. And then you'll really start seeing the ramping up of spring game and all the other big weekends, Champion Barbecue and all of that throughout the summer. So, we're going to be covering all of it and talking about it for the Oklahoma Sooners. So let's dive into what we saw as far as visits and everything this weekend and players that I feel like are key ones to get to know and start to get an understanding of. So first and foremost, here's a very condensed list of visitors. So, of course, your main ones here, you have Jaden O'Neal as well as Ryder Mix, your two commits for the 26 class. O'Neal, 6'3", 200-pound quarterback who should finish as a top 50 player in the country, hopefully. But at minimum, he'll be a top 100 player in the country. Elite arm quarterback, 8th in his position, and that should jump because he's been doing some really nice stuff at a lot of the camps. And we'll talk more in detail on that over the coming weeks. But I think Jaden O'Neal has a chance of being something absurdly special for the Sooners. And then you got Ryder Mix, the tight end out of Frisco, Texas, Lone Star High School, 6'4", 220 tight end. He committed last year, and he's very exciting and excited about being a Sooner. And I think he has a substantial amount of upside. He's a top 400 player in the country and top 20 in his position. And I think that he'll be able to move up as he continues to camp. So you've got your main commits here. So these are the ones that do a lot of your recruiting. Not only is the coaching staff recruiting, but these guys are also putting in words to some of these players that they want to get their hands on. And you saw a picture that floated around of Jaden O'Neal with some of the local Oklahoma kids. You've got Mason James from Norman North, the wide receiver, 6'1", 160. You've got Caden Jones, KD Jones, the son of Kewan Jones. Top 250 player in the country, number 20 in his position, 3rd in the state, 6 foot. I think he's much bigger than 170, running back, and he's a beast. I've seen him play at Broken Arrow, seen him play at Jinx. Kid can ball. And then Oklahoma, of course, had to host Taj Overton out of Owasso, the big defensive lineman, 6'3". I think he's bigger than 275, but we'll go off the listing for now, 275. A lot of this stuff will get updated over the next few weeks, but one of the top defensive linemen in the country. He's really good. Him at Owasso, he's one that definitely excites me. And then an offer went out while at the junior day weekend was the DJ Akerson out of Putnam City. He's not really ranked anywhere right now. But DJ at 6', 170, corner athlete, he plays wide receiver, corner safety. He does a lot, kick and play. I think that he'll be one of the nice sleepers, and I can see him rising over the year, in which that's what happens. You get kids in, you start to evaluate them in person. You'll see them at camps coming this summer when BV has his camp, and then you'll start seeing the progression in everybody's rankings as the recruiters get to really stare at them. But here's some of the players, though, on this list that jumped out to me that I'm excited about Oklahoma being in mix for. First one is Vladen Sohn, the defensive lineman. He's out of Sweden, and he's playing ball in Virginia right now. They have him listed here as 6'5", 290, but on his socials, one of the videos that Brandon Collier, who's a big-time recruiter for international players, had him listed as 320 right now. And over there at PPI is what the program is. PPI Recruits is the site that Brandon has. And he said the big ticket, Vladen Sone is going to be visiting BV. Got a video of him, chopping it up with BV in the office. And he said that Oklahoma made him a priority. That's huge, especially because this kid here, legitimately, he's tall. 6'5" is his legitimate height, but it appears that he's listed more so in his workouts at 320 pounds. You want a big dude like that. Like, you want the big ticket pull into Oklahoma because Oklahoma needs more size guys. Sincere Johnson out of Cleveland, Ohio. Look, we're going for that Ohio pipeline. Talked to my guy, Reggie Powers Jr., Reggie Powers III's pops. And I know that he trains people up there in Ohio. And one push we talked about was getting more of these kids here. Now, Sincere is listed as a top 100 player in the country at linebacker, 6'3", 235, and he's a legitimate big kid. He has a chance of being something nasty. And he talked about in one of the articles how much he enjoyed being in Oklahoma, enjoyed Brent Venables. And that to me is a huge sign. Love that. KJ Ford, the edge out of Duncanville. Duncanville be producing some dudes. Colin Simmons, the down there in Texas, is from Duncanville. And KJ Ford pulled back up to Oklahoma. And it sounds like he thoroughly enjoyed himself. So there's an actual shot that Oklahoma has it going at a player of his elite status, 6'3", 2 1/4. I think he's bigger than that now, but he can play. Like, watching him go, yeah, dude's got a motor. And I know that he's thoroughly enjoyed Oklahoma. Me and PG, from the PG show, talked about him a few times. And there's a lot of excitement about KJ Ford in Oklahoma. We got to wait until, we get through everything to see if it comes to fruition. But I think KJ Ford does enjoy Oklahoma so far. And then Oklahoma threw out some offers, Jabari Bradley as well as Daniel Odom, the two wide receivers, one from California, one from Florida. We saw some new offers go out. We'll break down some of those offers too here on the channel as we made some adjustments here. We'll put all of that here on this one instead of the other and kind of transition that one out to something else. But then Oklahoma hosted a couple of Texas A&M commits in Ryan Gilbert as well as Markel Ford. They're both committed to Texas A&M right now. Top 450 players in the country at corner and safety. Nice size. Ryan sitting at 5'11", Markel Ford at about 6'1.5". Oklahoma's out here playing it serious. And then, of course, you got the last set of offensive linemen in Katoa. Not even going to try to pronounce his first name, out of Texas, and then Noah Best. So a couple of Texas kids. And these are just the ones I'm highlighting here. There's more. The list is long, as well as Davian Grossi. He's a 5-star on most sites. The 6'1" wide receiver out of Lone Star, Frisco, Texas, where Ryder Mix is at. So Ryder Mix is trying to bring additional talent with them. But no, Oklahoma had a huge Junior Day weekend. I saw an article go out big about it. And one other name that I want to make mention of is Alzur Miles out of Kaufman, Texas. He's the one that a lot of people anticipate could slap Oklahoma with a commitment soon. I don't know. But we'll break down a lot of these players and talk about who jumped out to us on the live stream later tonight. But I want to get y'all's thoughts. What do you think? Hop in the comments. Let your boy know your thoughts. How you feel about some of these players? We think about these Oklahoma kids. Because the OKPrep agenda is always in full effect. We want to get as much Oklahoma kids here as possible. And yeah, we're going to be pushing to get the in-state guys. You made this far, like the content, hit that like button. New to the channel, subscribe. We'd love for y'all to join this family of Sooner fans. Talking OU football, SEC, college football in general. Have a blast doing it. We're going to, starting in February, it's going to be massive jumps. I'm going to take some vacation time, do some traveling. But we're going to do all kinds of content. I'm going to talk a lot of SEC ball and break down rosters over the month of February, while of course keying in on the Sooners and their chances going forward. So make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe button and join the family. We'll bring back the Unfair Sports podcast and get that really popping. But yeah, check out one of the videos we have on the screen, and we will talk to you all very soon. Peace.